One, two, 1, 2. Hey, yo, B, what's goody? Council Roundtable signing back in real quick. Talk about the old fashioned wrestling. Let y'all know what's happening. Episode 114. What is really going on, everybody out there? I was just looking at, I was just looking at this message that I had got from this dude Toph. I'm trying to see. They were saying like basically WWE signed an Olympic gold medalist, Tamara Mensah-Stock. Okay, yeah, I was asking if that was a chick, because I ain't gonna lie. From what I was looking, that look that looked a little iffy, but yeah, it's a chick. Let me find out. They're trying to clone Bianca Belair early. Olympic gold medalist. Yeah, I see. Shit, might as well just read it while I'm on the air. Y'all hearing it here first, B. When it comes to a particular podcast, you hearing it here first. So if this chick ends up becoming a star, just remember, you heard it from the roundtable first, B. Tamara Mensah-Stock, who made history at the Tokyo Olympics, is hanging up her amateur wrestling shoes, only to pick up a pair of professional wrestling boots and join WWE. WWE officials told ESPN on Tuesday that the promotion had signed wrestling gold medalist Mensah-Stock to a contract. Mensah-Stock was the Olympic champion at 68 kilos at the Tokyo Games in 2021, becoming the first black woman to win gold in freestyle wrestling. Okay. Yeah, that's a big chick. She's from Texas. Oh man, cornbread fed in Texas. So yeah, man. And that's according to ESPN. Shouts go out to them. Hold on, man. That's right. Y'all see what Black Star said? Hit the likes. Ho! Hacksaw Jim Duggan style, B. Stop playing. What's going on with Shoot Black Star? Always the first one in the building. Definitely appreciate that. But y'all already know the vibes, man. We here. We're gonna talk about Owen Hart, man. You know what I'm saying? The other day was his birthday, or would have been his birthday. Unfortunately, he's not here with us. And I figured, like, why not? But they made the announcement on First Take a week ago. Yeah, that's what I was saying. According to podcasts, I was the first one, or we was the first one to talk about it. We the ones. The other podcasts are the twos. Is there any other podcast that just broadcasted that just now? So if she becomes a big deal, yeah, I don't know. Because I already set the source, ESPN. I already know ESPN is breaking news from them, but we're gonna break the news right here on the roundtable. JD ain't bring it up. BC ain't bring it up. Solomon ain't bring it up. Did they? Don Tony ain't bring it up. Well, the podcasters out there, they ain't bring it up. And she might be a big deal. She gives me just by the look of her, she gives me that Midnight. Remember Midnight from WCW? She give me that vibe. But anyways, Hopefully, she brings something to the table. We may have a beast on our hands. Not because of how she looks, but yeah, I knew it. Yeah, nope. I know I'm not bugging. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about Owen Hart. We're gonna talk about Raw with the whole tournament, so-called tournament. They definitely had a unique way on starting off the tournament with two, three, what like it was like it's gonna be like three triple threat matches. It was already two on Raw. And I think it's gonna be two on SmackDown. So that's an interesting way to start off a tournament. I'll give them that. But so far, what do y'all think? Y'all think the tournament is lackluster? To me, it's like yeah, in a way because there was people in there that didn't need to be in there. Like you know what I'm saying? You got Cody Rhodes up there. Cody Rhodes did not need to be in there. I understand. I guess you put him in there to advance a somewhat storyline with him and Brock, but he ain't need to be in there, yo. Cause you talking about him finishing the story. Talking about him finishing the story. Him getting in that tournament is not him finishing the story or trying to finish the story. He should be on the fucking hunt for Roman Reigns. The Miz, why is he in the tournament? That just didn't make any sense whatsoever. And I fucks with the Miz. But it's like, come on, how is he actually a potential contender? If anything, I would have put Gargano up in there. Gargano could have shined. They needed, you know what I'm saying? Put Miz already had his time. Shit, Miz won the heavyweight belt or the WWE championship like what a year or two ago. Why is he still in? Why was he still in the potential talks of being back in that title race again? It's not warranted. It's not needed. He doesn't have to be a champion, especially right now. I see you, Black Star.
What's goody?
What's goody?
Nothing much, man. How you been? Fam's been treating you well?
Yeah, man, life is good, B. I can't complain. Look, give
Good.
shit.
That's
You
good.
asking, you telling me to give Chad Gable a chance? They don't want to give him a chance. Like I wish they would have gave him a chance. They didn't. I don't know. I guess during his training regimen, I
The
guess they
funniest,
wasn't feeling it. I don't know.
the funniest part about Chad Gable is that doll scene celebration he does.
Hmm.
He goes full blown doll scene. And that bitch is like,
You know what it was? They put that label on him, the next Brock Lesnar. That was the beginning of the end. Like, why would you say that? It's never gonna be another Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle. Them dudes are freaks of nature,
yeah, like those people are one of a kind.
right? It's
They're
like
one of one.
you stunning his growth before he even got to grow. Pause.
Like that's why like you be patient with them.
Yeah, just
Like
say,
let
oh, there's the next star. There's the next star right here on the rise. Keep a lookout for him. He's been training in the PC. He's hungry. He's on a great diet plan. He's always working out. Build him like that. Don't just basically give him cement boots and quicksand.
but like they learned their lesson with Damian Priest. They're impressed with them, but they're not saying like, "Oh, he's the next Razor." Like, what? No, he's Damian Priest. Let him be Damian Priest.
I still think they should have kept Punishment Martinez. Punishment
Yeah,
Martinez sounds so much better than Damian Priest. Like Damian Priest is, it grew on us the name, but he's not a priest,
that's true.
right? Like he's not nowhere near a priest. Like He's more of a punishment Martinez. But that's, see now, Vince. His name can't be punishment. We have to appeal to the kids, pal. We have to appeal to the kids.
My name is Punishment Martinez. Shut up.
Nigga Carlton. What's going on, Carlton? My favorite ghost. The dude that never likes to show himself. What's going on, Nate? I appreciate the thumbs up, though, Carlton.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm only going to be on for a few minutes. I got to go to bed. I got to go to the Yankee game tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Who are you playing tomorrow?
Playing Oakland. Fucking 12:30. They're playing an early game.
Okay.
So I got what?
So spring training is almost over or something? Or?
No, they're entering in the season. It's May.
I haven't watched baseball in so long. So when the season starts?
April.
In April?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because these dudes doing a good job. If I'm not mistaken,
Tampa Bay. Tampa
Bay is kicking that. Are they still undefeated?
No, they're like 28-8 or something like that. They're ridiculous.
Damn.
Yeah.
I see you, Black Star. So get the other account out of here, Black Star.
So
yeah, you there?
Hello?
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nate, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, I was saying 2024, here's a prediction I'm going to make, because I'm good with predictions. But Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium is going to be Forbidden Door 3. We're going to get cross-promotion with WWE, with AEW, New Japan. I'm telling you. We're going to get the Usos versus
That'll be the ultimate Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get the Usos versus the Young Bucks, and we're going to get Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns next year, I'm predicting, in Jacksonville. So, there we go.
Kenny Omega ain't fucking with the tribal chief.
Oh, Kenny Omega will run circles around the tribal
phone. Fuck out of here.
Tribal chief sucks. Roman sucks. God.
What? Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Like, let's be real. Now it's gonna be a different story, because if that was to happen, that means Roman Reigns don't have those WWE handcuffs on him. He could do whatever. You see how when Hogan didn't have the WWE handcuffs on him, that motherfucker was doing hurricanranas and enziguris and shit.
You ever see Hogan's like New Japan stuff when he wrestled in Japan?
That's what I'm talking about. This dude was doing triple-O's, Maestro Kratos, all types of other shit. Like Hogan turned into a luchador.
I think on YouTube there's like a Hogan versus Muta match or some shit. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like who the hell is this Hogan guy?
You got to remember, this dude Vince always sells the talent to dumb down their style, so basically preserve their career. And I get it, because you can't just be going hard every single match. That shit, it takes away years of your career and your life.
WWE works a very safe style.
Right, and I get it. Save that for the marquee matches, like one of the big 4 pay-per-views, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, shit like that. It makes sense.
So, but anyway, I'm gonna go with that. So congrats to AEW selling all those tickets for Wembley. So that's good.
Yeah, they're up to like 50.
Yeah, but it's not doing shit for the US.
No, I know, but they're still selling pretty decent seats.
Yeah, and then there's not one match on the card. People got to give Tony Khan his props with that.
No,
I'm like, I stay throwing shots at Tony Khan.
Yeah, I give them credit where credit's due.
Yeah, like I don't throw shots at Tony Khan here and there, but facts are facts. This dude got this shit lit. Motherfuckers already buying their tickets already. Not one match was announced.
They don't need matches in the UK because they're wrestling fans. Those are true wrestling fans. So when you get an opportunity to see wrestling, they'll go and see it. They don't care. They love it. So.
No, I wouldn't even say that because that's one thing about Tony Khan. When he books a venue, it sells.
Oh yeah.
So
I
it's,
mean,
it's
look at
more than just
the New
them
York
being at
show.
Wembley. Wembley does play a part in it, yeah, but it will happen. It will happen out here too, on American soil.
Did you see the advertisement with Jericho said he took a shot at WWE? He says, "Oh, we could have held the event at the O2, but that's a small venue for us." So he was taking a shot at
Oh no, I
WWE.
did, I did.
Gotta love Jericho. Ha! Little stick in the jab.
But speaking of Jericho, Jericho had trained in the dungeon. Oh man, we all those Black Soul. You already know Black Soul. Hit the link, you'll come back up. We know Jericho trained in the dungeon, which was ran by Stu. And given the topic of today, we gotta talk about Owen Hart, man. It would have been Owen Hart's birthday a couple of days ago. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, we all miss Owen,
The sad,
aka the Rocket, aka the Nugget, aka King of Hearts, Blue
the sad
Blazer.
thing, the sad thing about Owen is his birthday and his death are pretty close together. So that's what kind of sucks now in the same month.
I see you, Black Soul.
But yeah, I mean, I was in the Navy when he died, and I still remember to this day that Monday after the pay per view, walk into the store, and a guy goes, he knows I was a wrestling fan. He goes, "Hey, did you hear Owen Hart died last night?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, some storyline angle." And then I saw the newspaper, and then I watched that Raw that night, and I'm like, that was like the saddest like episode ever.
Why did
Yeah,
they
man.
finish the pay-per-view?
Well, you got to remember too, like if you cancel a show and we're in the attitude era, you never know how the fans would have reacted. So it's
That
like
should have caused a riot.
it could have caused a riot and shit like that
And
because
they would have to pay back all that money, not only to the it would have looked bad. And that's what I was trying to explain to people from before, because they was like, oh, Vince is cold blooded for that. Vince and Kevin Dunn, they cold blooded for that, and yada yada yada. I'm like, yo, they was put in a precarious position.
yeah, I mean, you look what happened to Metallica in what was in Montreal or no, it was in Quebec. The lead singer got burned in a fire from the pyro, and then Guns N' Roses came out, and Axl couldn't really sing. The fucking fans rioted, so I'm like, you don't want another situation like that where fans are fucking rioting and people can get stamped and killed and stuff like that. I mean,
And
it's a
then
no.
what was the main event that night?
Wasn't it Undertaker and Austin or some shit? I think.
Yeah, it had to be something of that caliber. Because remember, the main event was super duper lit. So
Yeah,
not only
I remember
Owen,
Undertaker too was like crying. You could see like almost tearing up because like Taker knew like Owen died and stuff. So,
but
but
you know
yeah,
the crazy thing, like we didn't know because I remember that pay per view like it was yesterday. Literally, we was watching this shit, just enjoying ourselves, smoking, drinking, yada yada yada, enjoying ourselves, and you know, this dude Jeff
Still,
Jarrett had
man.
cut a promo. Yes, I what?
yeah, yeah. I remember that
Yeah,
Jarrett death.
yeah, Jeff Jarrett cut a promo and said, "Owen, you're in our prayers, buddy." And
Yep.
it was so random. Like, why did he say that? Whatever, because
Yeah.
Carmen, give me 1 second, y'all.
But no, and also the crazy thing too was when Owen was falling, he actually his last words were "Watch out." He actually probably saved the referee's life, even though the ref didn't know what was going on. He just got brushed by Owen. But I'm like, wow, it's like his last thing on earth. He saved possibly someone's life. So it's just crazy. And I remember hearing a story that some fan hung out with Owen that day. He brought him to the arena, this and that, and blah blah blah. But I was like, oh, it's just crazy. And then they had the tribute match with Benoit and Brett at the same arena on Nitro and stuff. I don't know what Owens. I mean, it's just crazy. If Owen left, if Brett never left WWF, would Owen still be alive? 'Cause I think so. Because he would have made Owen leave or whatever. And Owen refusing to do the sex angle with him, Jared, Deborah, cost him his life too. So it's just crazy. It was so stupid, the Blue
I
Blazer
see you,
gimmick.
Black Star. But
You know?
here's the thing with that. It's like I think Brett did want him to leave, but he was stuck in that contract. This dude
Yeah,
Owen.
Vince wasn't gonna let him out. Yeah.
I wonder how Davy Boy was able to escape.
And there was actually like conspiracy theories that Vince McMahon killed Owen because Owen almost paralyzed Austin, which I don't fucking believe.
Hey,
But
that's
whatever.
come on. That's just I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't believe that for 1 second.
But
But right.
But go ahead, Black Star.
but Davy Boy leaving, that cost him his life as well.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it just sucks. So I guess we're getting maybe you heard big news too about SummerSlam, right?
Now hold on. Let's just talk about Owen just a little while longer because
Oh, did I tell you about that too? About Owen too, the Hooters waitress in Boston.
what?
So I was in Boston. I was going to a Celtics game, and some lady, the waitress, had a Calgary Alberta shirt. And I said, "Oh, the Hart family." She goes, "Yeah, Owen was a gym teacher at the school during his off time from
Oh
wrestling.
yeah, I think you told me that. Yeah, go ahead,
So
repeat
he
the
was going,
story.
yeah, so he was going to work a couple more years and be a gym teacher in Calgary. And the family just bought a house. That's a sad thing too. They just purchased a house, and he didn't even have a chance to move in with his wife and the kids. So that's another thing that sucks. The Owen family.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
And we can always remember his pranks. What's
Oh yeah.
the best prank you ever remember him pulling? Like one of the stories.
Ahmed Johnson, when he fucking had them all telling he was from the Jay Leno show, and Ahmed went to the store, got a new suit, got the shoes, got the jewelry. He goes to the Jay Leno show, and they're like, "Who the hell are you? You're not on the show tonight." And then the pizza prank, I remember too. He was calling hotel rooms, him and Davey Boy Smith, tell them they got a free pizza down in the lobby and stuff. They used to do some, but yeah, it's just crazy.
I remember it was one. I forgot. It was just one prank he had pulled on. I forgot who it was, but basically they had he had rented out a room. Maybe y'all could remember this story. He did what I forgot. Damn, I'm trying to remember who it was. But anyways, they had a room rented out, and this dude Owen Hart and Davy Boy went in the room before them, and they filled like the vents with like raw fish and all types of shit that stinks. So when that particular person turned the air conditioner on, all you
Oh, it's
smell
stuff.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I see you, Toe.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that story? Oh, damn. Maybe Toph might know, because my dude Toph is the wrestling mind. He's the. You remember that
Yep.
story, Toph?
Which story?
There's a
Owen.
story when this dude Owen and Davy Boy, they had went in somebody's room, and before they had got there, they had filled the vents with like raw fish and shit like that. So every time like they would turn the AC on, like because the AC is gonna go through the vents, the all you smell was like raw fish. Like and the motherfucker was like, "Yo, what the fuck is that smell? That's so stank."
No, I don't remember that at all.
Oh man, I can't remember who the fuck that was, but it was Owen Hart and Davy Boy. They did that shit. Owen pulled a
Hey,
lot of fucking pranks.
hey, hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Give me back 1 minute. I'll be right back.
All right.
It wasn't a prank, but there was something like Owen invited some wrestler to the dungeon to meet Stu, and the guy goes, "Yeah, my dad can put you in wrestling holds." He goes, "Well, I don't want to hurt your dad. He's an old guy." "Oh no, don't worry." And the fucking guy, he like stretched him out, and Owen was like laughing. He was upstairs, and he recorded it too, him crying and stuff. He would record the like stretch sessions he would do with these wrestlers. So yeah, I think it could have been Lance Storm. I think he did something. Yeah, but yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Damn, I would love to see it. I would love to see that match. Like maybe potentially in WCW, Owen Hart versus Lance Storm.
That'd be good.
That would have been a great match.
Or Owen, if Owen and Bryan Danielson were around at the same time.
Oh wow! See now, Owen, he definitely would have been in the Combat Club.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine that. Just swap Wheeler Yuta for Owen Hart.
Did you think what kind of wrestling matches you would have had if you had Owen alive?
Yeah, the game would have been different. The game.
Guerrero alive and Benoit alive with the Combat Club right now. What kind of matches you would?
But do you think he would have been accepted?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not saying like feuding with him or accepted. It didn't matter. But yeah,
No, I mean, in today's society, because you gotta have the bangers.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because me too. I think he would be like, they'll look at him like more of a work rate type of wrestler.
I could see Owen as a guy that try to like take down the Combat Club, if anything. So
well, if he could join the Nation of Domination, he could definitely join the Combat Club.
oh yeah. I mean, he would work either way.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Demolition. Oh, good Demolition Man. Yeah, Burger King's closing stores. Taco Bell smiling.
Yeah, Marcus Brown. That's his new Simon Phoenix.
Yeah. Simon Phoenix.
Simon says.
No, I don't care. Cyrus the Virus is still number one at Con Air.
Oh, hell
yeah.
I love that name.
Yeah, I used to always say Stone Cold low key ripped that movie.
Probably.
Yourself pointing over there. Yeah. Well, we're not talking about Eddie. We're talking about, look at the title, buddy. We're talking about Owen right now. And yes, I do miss Eddie too, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna, we're talking about Owen because his birthday was just the other day, so why not?
What would he been? 58 right now? How old? 58?
I don't know.
I think it was 58 or something. Yeah, something like that. That's just crazy.
And he probably would have still been going. He would have been in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, he'd probably be working in Florida, like training like students and stuff, or Canada or some shit like that.
Because they always come back. Everybody always say like, "Oh, I'm going to retire." They always come back, unless you're not wanted.
I mean, Sting was able to wrestle in his 60s because he fucking hit in the rafters for like 3 years in WCW. So
yeah, I did the math. He would have been 58.
Yeah, 58, you got it right. There you go, 58.
58. Yeah.
How long could you have been wrong?
Carlito?
I think Owen being alive would definitely cause probably a domino effect of other things. Well, Vince would not have released him, but if Owen's wife Martha is to be believed, and she has no reason to lie, Owen was going to be a teacher. He really, wrestling was just a way to make money on the side. Really, he didn't really have any intention of being in it for the long term. So probably around like Ruthless Aggression early, like 2002, 2003. He probably would have retired.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marcus Brown. He probably would have just retired. Went to Canada. Most likely started his own wrestling school. I don't think he could have prevented Brett's career ending because he wouldn't have been able to go to WCW. But with Owen around, it's possible that Davey Boy wouldn't have died. Because he would have kept Davey Boy in the straight and narrow. He probably would have taken care of Brett, so maybe Brett's stroke wouldn't have happened, which could in turn affect Brett and Davey Boy.
Well, I think Davey Boy I think that was his fate. Because remember, like, he started deteriorating after that accident when he fell on that trap door in the ring. That's what that was.
I think. Man. Yeah, I think if Owen hadn't died, the Harts in general wouldn't be as bitter towards WWE, and Brett may have come back to WWE much sooner than he did. He definitely would be in the Hall of Fame by now, most definitely.
Oh, hell
I
yeah,
don't,
that's what a shadow of a doubt.
I don't know if he would have gone to a TNA, maybe Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor was like more
He
pure
definitely would
wrestling.
have. Yeah, he went there
Yeah, maybe
because
Ring
that's
of
pure.
Honor.
That was pure wrestling in the Ring of Honor. So I could definitely see Owen Hart.
Yeah, which means that guys like AJ and Punk and Danielson and Nigel and all those guys would have got to work with him. That would have been great for them. And then of
Ooh,
course,
Owen Hart versus AJ. Yo,
and
you take
then
my
and
whole
then
paycheck.
and they weren't close friends or anything. But if you remember when Owen died, Brett had the tribute match for Owen with Benoit. And Benoit and Owen weren't like BFFs or anything, but the Harts were the ones that got him his big break to begin with. So he always felt like he owed the Harts. So if if Eddie had still died in this hypothetical scenario, so if we live in a world where Eddie died, but Owen was alive, and Benoit needed someone to go to, um, maybe Owen could have been that guy, because Owen did have a heart of gold. Um, I think Owen still being here really wouldn't affect the wrestling world that much, but it would definitely affect other people, if that makes sense. I think certain people would have their life routes would have gone a completely different route. I think.
Yeah. So that means that he would have brought a change if he was
Yeah.
You think he put the title on the world title? You think he would have had the world title or no?
If
What do you mean?
he would have
Owen win the
WWE,
world title?
he would have to leave
If he lived?
WWE
Yeah, WWE. If he stayed.
because Vince never seen him as a WWE
I
champion.
think
You know when Vince sees you as that, you're never gonna win unless you like a Daniel Bryan or something. Like Daniel Bryan,
I think
like that was in the cards with Daniel Bryan for him to become the top dog. You know when Vince
I think
has his mind made up, you're not gonna be champion. That's just period.
I think what sucks, and you may have mentioned it, Nate, was I mean, it's no one's fault. You can't control accidents and shit, but what sucks the most was Owen just missed it because he fit in the new generation era, but then when they transitioned to the attitude era, he didn't fit at all because he was a wrestler's wrestler. But then, like the later half of '99, going into 2000, you had Angle. He debuted. You had Taz debut in 2000. You had the Radicals, Eddie, Malenko, Perry Saturn, Benoit. You had Jericho's debut. And then you had guys like Edge and Christian venturing out into their own. So, like, if you look at like 99, late 99, 2000, Owen would have had like a shitload of people to work with.
Yeah, and he would
Intercontinental title
feel like a
scene.
glove. He would have felt like a
Yeah, the year.
glove.
Yeah. He would have definitely. I could totally see like Eddie versus Owen for like the Intercontinental title, or Angle versus Owen in like a ladder match or some shit like that. Or
Oh my god, the matches.
Yeah, he
Imagine
missed
like
it. He
Owen
just missed it. That's what's frustrating. Like because he died in May '99, and the Angle he was already on TV by like fall of that same year, and then Taz debuted the Rumble 2000, and then Jericho also debuted that same year in '99. And Radicals, they all jumped at the same time. So like if he had just been around just a little bit longer, he would have had something to do, and they would have definitely revitalized his career. He definitely would have been in that Intercontinental Championship scene. That's what sucks the most about it.
Definitely.
Yeah, fucking if Deborah never divorced fucking her ex-husband, this whole thing would have never happened. If you think about it, she never came in. Oh my god. Damn, Deborah.
Yeah.
Think about it. She fucked up Steve Austin, fucking fucked up Owen. Like shit.
I believe Owen Hart still gonna get into the Hall of Fame. WWE doesn't hold grudges. Really now?
The most pettiest company in the world.
Really now? Okay.
Well, in your title streak, whatever, women's title. Oh yeah, who has it? Oh, AJ Lee. Well, we're gonna end it. We'll give it to Nikki Bella. Fucking. Oh wait, Demolition. Oh wait, they're suing us. Okay, New Day. You're gonna break their record. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna keep that comment up there. He said WWE doesn't hold grudges. That was great. That was rich.
The only thing I hate about the Owen situation has to do with Brett. That 2005 promo that Sean cut in Montreal. I wish somehow they worked out a 1-day deal with Vince and Brett showed up. Holy shit. That would have been awesome if Brett came out during that promo.
Yeah, I don't think him being the world champion was really in the works. It's like
Yeah.
Sean always said, because Sean did that sit down interview. This is after he retired. Like I think it was an interview in like 2000. I mentioned it before. He was like chewing tobacco, and then somebody was asking him his opinions on RVD and his opinions of Goldberg. And at some point in the interview, Owen was brought up, and Sean said that in wrestling, you have two types of wrestlers, and even though we're talking about Owen, you can apply it to modern day wrestlers too. But Sean said, okay, like you go in the back for a Raw taping, whatever, and he'd be like, you go in, and they have like a bulletin board. I guess that's how it was back then. I doubt it's the way now, but he said you would go in the back, and there'd be a bulletin board, and it would be like, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Marty Jannetty is facing Rocky Maivia, or Stone Cold Steve Austin is facing The Undertaker. You know, so like you go in and they tell you, okay, this is what you're doing today, you know, and then Sean would break it down. He would say there's two types of wrestlers. There's wrestlers that go in and they're told, okay, this is what you're doing today, and they would just accept it. And then you have the wrestlers that go in and they'd be like, nah, you know what? I don't want to work this guy. Instead, let me work this guy. Like the most infamous story was after Stone Cold won the Rumble in '98, before he had his match with Michaels at WrestleMania. It was just a random live event or something. You know, it wasn't televised, but Stone Cold went in there for a live event, and they had him facing Savio Vega. And then Stone Cold was like, "Fuck no, I'm not working Savio." It's like I'm winning the title, WrestleMania. Why am I working Savio? He's a curtain jerker. I should be working, you know, like Triple H or you know, one of the Road Warriors or right, someone higher up in the card. You know, but according to Sean, Owen was the kind of guy where he would just come in, he'd just be like, "What do you got for me?" You know. So like he never really fought for his spot, basically. But you know, not every wrestler cares about that. Some wrestlers are just trying to provide for their family, which is what Owen was.
Yeah.
You know, he would sign in, get his payday, hit the pay window, and get the fuck out of there. He wasn't going to bars. He wasn't, you know, going to clubs, hotels. You know, he would just fucking get his shit and get the fuck out of there. So for that reason,
You got to play a few
I don't think
pranks first though before you leave.
Right. I think he could have been champ in like '94 though. He could have taken it from Brett, like you know, like a back and forth. He could have taken
the
it.
iron was hot, and I think that's what
Yeah.
they should have struck right there when the iron was hot because the
94,
King of Hearts
95.
gimmick was gold.
Yeah.
Plus 95 was a bad year. He could have took the title. That was a shitty year. 95.
Mhm.
But they rather put it on motherfucking Diesel.
Mabel. Well, I mean, I'd rather have it on Diesel than Mabel. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather them have put it on King Mabel. We had a dominant, fat, black champion.
Men from the soup kitchen. That's what I called them. From the soup.
Thanks for the likes, y'all. Thanks for the likes. You guys are awesome. Let's keep it going.
Jeez,
okay. The Bulldog will still be alive. The only person that will still be dead is Anvil because of cancer. Jesus Christ. Let's move on.
I think Bulldog would have died eventually from a heart attack or something because of like his steroid use or whatever, you know, large heart issue.
Yeah, I definitely think he would have gone to he probably would have gone to Ring of Honor. I don't know about TNA. If he was alive, yeah, he'd probably be like Britt Baker, you know, because Britt Baker, she's a dentist, but she's also a wrestler, so she's got like two things going on. I could see him like having his own wrestling school, working at the Performance Center, while also still like doing some other job in Canada, like doing three things all at once, probably. And it's very likely his kids will probably want to be in the wrestling business because, you know, the reality is, unfortunately for them, you know, they lost their dad because of wrestling. So for that reason, they're never going to show any interest to it. But, you know, if their dad was alive, then who knows? Maybe his son, you know, or his daughter, maybe they would have taken out wrestling. You never know. So,
yeah.
So I want to talk about this question right here that Marcus Brown said. You know what I'm saying? This is why we here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm a learn shit. I'm a learn shit, Marcus.
Oh, jeez.
All right. He said, Sandman, if WWE did hold grudges, Vince wouldn't have brought Cody Rhodes. First off, Cody Rhodes is a business. WWE is a business. They hold grudges, but they're not that dumb. They know how to make money. They know this dude Cody Rhodes is flaming hot right now. So why not bring him back to make some money over him? If they didn't hold any grudges, Cody Rhodes would have won at WrestleMania, and that's a fact.
Yeah, plus you need
That's
baby
a
face
major fact.
for Roman and Lesnar and shit. So Cody's a good baby face.
You can word it a different way. You can say they hold grudges, or you can say they're petty. I just personally say they're petty. A good example of pettiness, something I'll never forgive Vince McMahon for, was he only put Randy Savage in the Hall of Fame after he died. That was like petty as fuck. And then he wasn't even the main event of it. Kevin Nash was. Nothing against Nash. But Nash was the one that closed it. That was petty. What Sandman mentioned earlier, when AJ Lee was the longest reigning Divas champion and they had Nikki Bella break it just for her to lose it the following week. They literally just wanted her to break it just so they could say that they broke AJ Lee's record just because she quit, because she was, married to CM Punk. That's another example of WWE being petty. I call it pettiness.
You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Nate.
And then Demolition suing. And then Demolition suing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna take credit for somebody else's cooking.
No, it's okay. Who cares?
That's what
I don't get any money for it.
Doing right now. That's what they're doing right now. Like every now and then, like WWE would just feel like they'll feel like, you know what, it's been long enough. We need to break new records. And I feel like right now they're just in a mood to. They want to clear as many records as possible. Like, okay,
but I'm all for it. That's all part of growth. Just like we're about to get a new logo for the Roundtable. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep progressing with the times. You know
the
what I'm
only
saying?
thing I wish they would do is I wish they would add clarification to certain stuff. Like when Bianca Belair, when she retained at Backlash, now they're saying she's the longest reigning champion of the modern era. That word is used a lot, of the modern era. They need to clarify, what does that mean? What does the modern era mean? Because when they say modern era, you can interpret that different ways. Does modern era mean like the 2000s? Because technically the 1900s is from a different century. Is that the modern era? Is the modern era?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. Like for this, either this decade or this century. Either one.
Right.
I would say decade. I would say decade, because if you think of it, like every decade, WWE comes out with a new belt or something like that. Like that's when they do their full reset.
Right, because when I think modern era, I think of when the company went PG, because it was a different company before that. But
yeah. But if they're gonna go Roman,
Blaze said, they go by decade.
Okay.
Yeah, like every 10 plus years or so, that's when they do their I wouldn't even say it's a full reset, it's a soft reset, because they would do new things, but they would still add in the old shit from the past 10 years. Like, goddamn, I thought this was something new. I see you, Scott.
But if they're gonna have Roman hold the title till like late 2024 to break Hogan's fucking record or whatever, that's cool, whatever. But the guy that beats him, he better be the next mega superstar. Better not be some Gunther. Yeah, there we go. Gunther.
See, it would make sense. It would make sense if it was Gunther, but people are hating on Gunther. I keep stressing every fucking show. Every show I keep mentioning this shit. Like, it don't make no sense. Why you hate on Gunther? He's the perfect heel.
You know why they hate Gunther? Because these wrestling fans, you gotta forget what this era of wrestling's became. They're so used to everybody standing 20 men looking like bowling pins, waiting for a little midget to do a flip off the turnbuckle for the match to be exciting. But what we saw on Raw, two solid matches. Should we say two or should we say three?
What matches?
With the semifinal, the tournament.
I like the first match. The first match was cool. The other triple threat was Raw was whack. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Raw is always going to be whack. As long as they do, Raw is always going to be whack.
Like the
if they
second triple
continue.
threat was okay, but the first
Hey, we
one
got some
was
breaking
was
news
dead.
here. According to this
Uh-oh.
report, some of the WWE wrestlers they want Backlash to be Puerto Rico permanent.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
That'd be
heard that
cool.
earlier. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Puerto Rico was lit. We
That
had
part was
fun.
hot.
Yeah, we
Just
for
keep,
people out there that
Bianca.
didn't watch that was there for the watch party. Go back to watch that shit, man. We pulled up, did a backlash watch party, and we had fun, man. It was like we was in Puerto Rico our damn selves.
Don't
Did
keep
you see
just
the
keep
post
Bianca
Lesnar
Belair out
match?
of Puerto Rico.
Did you see the post Lesnar match? They were doing old age chants and soccer chants to Lesnar, so that was cool.
Yeah, Lesnar's that guy, man.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Um,
Nobody got stabbed too in the shower, so that was good.
Yeah. Everybody went home healthy.
And
How about Carlito? 8.2 million download watches his return. I was like, what? In one day.
They need to stop playing and cut a deal for Carlito. How y'all
Exactly.
gonna reach a deal for Carlito?
People who don't want to be cool.
I don't think.
Yeah, they're not cool, man.
I don't think he wants to be full time. He
doesn't.
Give him a Lesnar
That's
deal.
the thing.
Fuck
That's
it.
good. We don't have to be full time.
Nah.
Carlito being
Here's
a
the-
part timer, I'm fine with that.
I don't think they realize though how much money the LWO is making them. They need to stop fucking around and start pushing them for real.
Well,
Put him in some title matches. Not only Zelina Vega. Fuck it.
Well-
I will have this dude. I will have Rey Mysterio win that match between him, Edge, and AJ. Fuck it. You got shock while the iron is hot.
I got it. This could be the short term fix for the long term booking. Santos Escobar defeats Gunther.
You tripping now?
But they're on different brands, So
Yeah, I was gonna say you tripping now. Remember
I'm
they
not
got
against
drafted.
the
Remember this dude?
Yeah, I'm not against the
went to
idea,
Raw.
but
Well,
we gotta pretend the brand
here's the
split
thing.
means something.
Even though that this is the brand split, I'm still seeing cross wrestling matches, and I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not buying it either. They can still
Yeah,
do
so
their
speaking
way
of
back
that,
to anybody
so
can
this is
show
what
up
they're
in any
doing.
brand. I see it too.
Yeah, so this is what they're doing with the free agent thing. This is how you can tell like they're just making it up. So how it used to go is the whole free agent stuff, like Mustafa Ali got a victory last night, right? How it was before was if you were a free agent and you weren't drafted, then the person would just simply pick their brand and there you go. But now they're doing it where if you're not drafted and you're a free agent, you can just be on both shows. In other words, people that are undrafted, they're just going to be used at the WWE's convenience. So it's like, okay, we need a warm body, use this person. It's so lazy. That's what they're doing basically.
And the reason why I say
remember, Omos
Santos
didn't get
Escobar,
drafted either. So,
and the reason why I say Santos Escobar, let Santos Escobar keep the title for about a month, 30 days. He gives that title right back to
I'm sorry, they need to change that name. Santos Escobar.
Here we go. They'll give that title right to Dominic.
Wasn't that guy Escobar? Didn't he rob the Wells Fargo truck in '85 or something? They need to change his name.
You're a mess.
Like,
No,
Yeah.
what they need to put a belt on Dominic. Dominic needs a belt.
That's how
Like
you
Dominic needs to be because wait, hold on. Because Dominic and Austin Theory, they both on Raw, right?
No,
no, Theory's on SmackDown now.
That's what I
there's
said.
Yeah, you're right. I'm bugging.
You
the
still
champion
got a
switched
feud.
again.
You still got a feud now with
And since
LWO
Rhea is
and yep, you still got a feud with LWO and Judgment Day. Might as well. Santos Escobar wins the title, and he coughs that title right to Dominic. Everything's reset.
they're gonna do another one of those stupid belt switches because Rhea's the SmackDown champ on Raw,
Yeah.
and Bianca is it's so fucking dumb. I hate
All
that.
the
Let's just
champions
open those-
switched again. I don't know why they keep doing that. Like they should have remember
Yeah.
the rule. Remember the draft rule they had from before. All the champions are exempt. The champions can't move.
It's
That's
got to
not
be the
true.
network,
That-
man. It's got to
that-
be the network. It's got to be USA
Yeah.
and Fox that
That's
likes
not
that
true.
because
Because remember, they swapped John Cena and Batista.
No, there was a rule. There was actually a rule that the champions was exempt. I
Well,
forgot what draft it was, but yeah, the champions couldn't get
what
drafted.
happens is they change. What happens is they change the rules all the time, bro.
Exactly.
There's no
People moving
there's
the
no
goalposts.
consistency to it. That's why it's like since there's no consistency, you can tell like it's not them making the call. It's probably the network like USA and Fox. They're the ones that continue to insist on it because it's like, bro, like just get rid of the concept entirely. We don't
That's
need to
what
draft anymore.
That's
You know,
what happens when you go.
Because the
public.
draft doesn't have legitimacy.
Nah.
Hmm.
Hey, what was up with Zelina Vega looking like Sasha Banks from Wish?
Yeah, we were talking about that too.
I was laughing.
So she actually looked better than Sasha Banks. If you ask
No, I
Yeah.
know. She's a little hotter. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Selena
happy
Vega.
the Puerto Rican fans were able to get their show. Hopefully, they don't have to wait another 18 years.
No.
I have this feeling Gunther's gonna drop that title, and I say give it to Santos Escobar.
Nah,
Let him
bro.
work.
They want. If you've been paying attention, they want. They're going on a cleaning sweep where they're just breaking records.
Yeah.
They want Gunther to break Honky Tonk Man's record.
Yeah, they
And I don't know how to.
and good. Fuck Honky Tonk Man.
I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I'm not a honky tonk mark or anything, but like that's his claim to fame that he's always been the longest reigning Intercontinental champion. So my head can is kind of like,
That
well,
dude
just
was
let him
fine.
have that. But I don't know how many more days he needs to have it. He's still not there yet. I know he's got to have the belt for a couple of more months, but
Wasn't it like 18 months, I think Honky Tonk Man had it? Something like that.
I'll look it up now.
Yeah. I think it
He's
was like
getting
18
close
months.
to it.
He's getting
He's
close.
got. Let me check.
That was like one of the fastest paychecks Ultimate Warrior ever got. What was it, 35-second match? Like, that
But
and
yeah,
Triple H.
like I was what Marcus Brown was saying.
Okay.
I'm telling you, there's a
Honky
reason why
Tonk Man
they brung the hold on. There's a reason why they brung back they brung that World Heavyweight Championship, the new World Heavyweight Championship. It's to basically deter everybody from the from Roman's belts. You know what I mean? He's gonna hold those belts for a minute.
Well,
Why you think
I
they
hope-
got Raw and SmackDown in that tournament? So basically, that's the bait to lure motherfuckers away from Roman. Roman's gonna hold on to them belts until WrestleMania 40. I'm telling you.
Well, that you could say bye to that Universal title because it don't need to be on TV. I was
Yeah,
never a fan.
I
of
hate
the
that
Universal
name.
title.
It makes no sense. What the fuck are you, Buzz Lightyear? The Universal Champion. You going to other
What the hell?
universes like you Space Jam or some shit. Like
Okay, I got the number. I got the number in front of me. Honky Tonk Man was the Intercontinental Champion for 454 days. As of today, Gunther's champion for 333 days.
Oh, that's easy.
Hey, got a month.
Wait a minute. Whoa. 333 days? That's Freemasonry. Oh, boy.
What that mean? What that mean?
Oh man, let's move on.
Yeah, don't, no. Don't,
It's all good. It's all good.
Don't do us like that.
By the way,
Long
I
versus
really liked how
Gunther.
back in the day.
Gunther
I
will
liked
eat.
how back in the day. it was
Gunther will
called
eat
the,
Dom alive. Don't do that.
No,
I said
I
Dom
love how
versus
back in the day it
Gunther.
was called
Dom ain't
the
ready.
Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I love that name.
Yes, I was. That again.
I said I liked how back in the
Intercontinental
day
Heavyweight Champion.
the Intercontinental title was called the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Just a much more badass name. And then it just
It's
got
too
shortened
much,
to
though.
Intercontinental title. No,
Well-
but it makes it sound more legitimate though.
Well, at that time, that was the only title that was allowed to be defended outside of the states and territories. So there was a reason why it was called the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
Really? I never
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, they used to say the Intercontinental. Yeah.
When
No, I'm talking about they was able to defend it in the other territories.
yeah,
I remember that.
when Pat Patterson won it, and it was still known as the WWF.
Oh God, Patty was lying. We still can't find that footage.
I think a couple of times the IC title was brought to the USWA, and I'm not sure about Smoky Mountain, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that proves it right there. If it was in the USWA, so there you go.
USWA.
So
Yeah.
so when Pat Patterson won the title, they still had that respect with each company. Like, okay, Vince
You gotta
Senior is not gonna poach from all the talent, so they was allowed to make these guest appearances at these house shows and make about a quick 25, 30, 40,000, which is equivalent to nowadays to about 200, 300,000 a night.
you
So
got a better chance of finding that Bigfoot footage than Pat Patterson's footage of winning that title. Telling you.
Word.
I don't think
One
they
in
had video
Rio
back
de
then.
Janeiro. The fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Right.
And
Yeah, okay, at a
that's
bar.
where the footage is at too. The footage is in Rio
Yeah.
de Janeiro
It
also.
was in a hotel room with some dude. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, in
Hey.
between the dude's ass cheeks.
You know what? Even the I get, you know what I give respect to about Pat Patterson is, even though he was a fruitcake, he didn't push that agenda.
Yeah, but he
It
booked
wasn't
matches too well too. He was a good booker
He
too with
didn't
Vince.
push that agenda.
when he was professional. He didn't push that agenda
Yeah,
like
what? He was bribing dudes for sex on a regular basis. He said,
For
"You
jobs.
want to be a star? Suck my cock."
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Two guys.
that was different. It was different back then.
How was
guess-
that different? He's still pushing the agenda.
No. What I mean is, all right. I'm gonna go outside the box a little bit. You know how the NFL is? The NFL, we knew people were gay in the NFL, but they was nobody going to talk about it because it's not Christian like. Well, I'm not going to get into that, but traditional values that, okay, this is a man's sport, is barbaric, and it would have killed the brand knowing that these football players, your favorite football player is gay. And it was known facts. Like, there's just stuff in the locker room that would never talk about. It's the same way as wrestling.
I
It's
know what
just
you mean.
when
Like basically, like they didn't promote it. Like basically, it wasn't in the public eye.
no, because honestly, who really gave a shit about what you did in your personal life?
I don't
Now
give a
all
shit.
of a, now all of a sudden, I don't need to know that Kenny Omega was kissing some dude in New Japan Pro
Yeah,
Wrestling.
they was
I don't
doing
need
too
to
much of
know
all
about
that
that.
shit.
I
And
don't
then
need to know
the
all that.
golden lovers, like, come on, that sounds
Dude,
wild, crazy. That means y'all piss on each other. The golden
The
lovers.
golden
But-
showers.
but I guarantee when they was on the road, or they went to a show, or they went to have dinner somewhere, I guarantee you probably would have seen Rocky Johnson at the dinner table and Pat Patterson introduce Rocky Johnson to his partner. Now it's just like, oh, we gotta let everybody know that, oh, I'm transgender, I'm bisexual. No one cares what you do. We're here for a show. I don't
Yeah.
care about your political views. And to me,
I understand what you mean, though. I hear you.
Well,
homosexuality,
WWE's not like that though.
heterosexuality, to me, is nothing but political agenda nowadays. And political agenda don't need to be in sports entertainment.
Well, WWE's not at a point where they're going to openly talk about that. Other companies maybe, but not WWE.
But here's the thing that confuses me, because they definitely had gay characters.
They do.
Yeah.
But so here's another thing. Let's look at some of our current athletes. Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler. they ain't got to go out on TV to let everybody know that they like to kiss the cat a little bit.
But they never did
Because
that. Though. They never professed
They
that on
don't.
TV.
They don't.
Yeah,
no,
I know.
they don't.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that. Yeah, we
Not
know
really.
that
There's a lot of
they
people that have no idea because they don't advertise it at all. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they really don't advertise.
WWE is not that kind of company. I
well
forgot the guy's name. I've
yeah,
mentioned him
WWE is not
before.
gonna WWE is not gonna advertise it. But then you got some of these outlet medias that every time I pop up on Google, people who are bisexual and
Well,
people, I'm like,
it's not
why
just
they
about
keep
that,
telling?
bro. It's not just about that. It's WWE in general because they're a publicly traded company, and without getting too offensive and stuff, because of the people in charge of the company, there are just certain things that WWE is not going to be openly vocal about. You may get a few teases here and there.
And
Like I
that's
remember,
what I like about WWE. It's just honestly, there's just some stuff
well,
needs
see,
to
it
keep
goes
under
both
wraps.
ways. It goes both ways because I don't disagree with you completely. I like it too, but in some instances, you do have to do something. Like, I'll be very careful how I word this because I don't want to get Sandman in trouble. In
You
2020,
can, you
2020
can.
was a bad time, right? You had COVID, and
Hold on, wait.
you had
Before you keep on going, like you can't because if you go too crazy, I just edit it out. So say what you gotta
oh,
say.
all right. Oh, I was gonna
Oh,
say like for instance, like during 2020 we had COVID, right? And then we had the Black Lives Matter riots, right? And if you remember during the Black Lives Matter riots, if you went on social media, there were a lot of like on Twitter as an example, right? There were a lot of companies that made statements during that time, like we here at so and so, do not agree with blah 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 blah, right? And they would either make the statement and at the very end put hashtag BLM, or they would just make a statement, but there was no hashtag at the end. Like I remember NBA was like hashtag Black Lives Matters. Major League Baseball was like hashtag Black Lives Matters. NFL made a statement, but then they didn't say hashtag Black Lives Matters. Golf didn't say hashtag Black Lives Matters. And WWE also did not say hashtag Black Lives Matters, which pissed people off. But I remember they did an NXT takeover, and that was when Triple H brought back In Your House. And I specifically remember Keith Lee coming out, and he had a Black Lives Matter jacket. And clearly, all the gear that the wrestlers wear is made by the people at WWE. So the fact that Keith Lee wore the Black Lives Matter jacket, that means that somebody at WWE management saw the jacket and they gave the A-OK for Keith to wear it. Now, granted, he wore it on NXT. It wasn't like he wore it like on an episode of Raw or SmackDown or something, but the point stands. So the reason why I was bringing that up is WWE, like as a company, they're never going to openly talk about certain stuff.
yeah,
You may get
there's no
Who's
problem
teases
with that.
of it.
Elliott? I never heard of that before.
So here's the thing. You can so at that point you could wear the Black Lives Matter outfit. But what you couldn't do is okay, you have the shirt and whatever. As a matter of fact, the Hurt Business. Remember the Hurt
Yeah.
Business they did a little political tribute or something like that. But guess what? They didn't get on social media and get on their Twitter accounts and act a damn fool. And that's the problem I have with AEW and MLW and whoever is like trying to become big time, you cannot do certain things. Like, look, we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion. It should be the same thing when it comes to professional wrestling.
Well, hold on. Let
If
me stop you right there
Uh,
because both always been a part of wrestling. You remember Reverend Devon? That's definitely religion.
I mean, I mean, I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
so
you know what I'm
okay,
saying? You
so
remember Muhammad Hassan? That's politics.
yeah,
New Day, their original character was religion.
Yeah, the New Day, they was going to be reverends.
well, here's the thing. You was able to get away with the reverend part in professional wrestling because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of it's
Yo,
kind
What
of
you're
y'all
good.
can't say
talking about,
y'all cannot
It's
say I
kind of
didn't mature.
no,
Y'all can't say I
what
it's
didn't
you're
kind
mature
talking
because
about,
if this
it's
hold
kind
on,
of goofy
hold
to
on.
see
Y'all
them
couldn't say
do
I
it,
didn't mature because from before I would have got him the fuck out of here.
huh?
Yeah, I can't say I didn't mature because you
oh
sounding
no,
crazy right now. You saying politics and
uh,
religion
no, what
shouldn't be in
Scott's saying,
wrestling. That's wrestling's bread and butter.
Yeah,
what
that's
Scott is saying,
normal.
what Scott is saying, I get what you're
They're
saying.
not trying to force
WWE
it.
as a company, they're just never going to be the company to outright say something literally. Like I'm trying to Google search the guy's name. I talked about it on Nate's show. He got fired. I
Oh,
don't
that
remember his
Washington
name.
dude.
No,
That
no,
Kobe
no,
show.
no, no,
Oh,
no. The cruiserweight dude,
Hit that
Tony
like button.
something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Let's bring them likes in.
I know who you're
He
Let's
was
talking
hit 10
about.
people in the
he
chat.
was a he was a he was the cruiserweight. His finish was like a cartwheel off the top rope into a DDT. I
Beat
can see his
Brian
face.
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Brian
No,
Kendrick.
no, no, no. He was a young guy.
Young guy.
He was in the NXT division, and then he
Oh,
got
was he the
fired.
bald headed dude? Bald head
No,
guy?
No,
no,
he's talking
no.
about that
No.
corny wrestler that used Mega Man as his theme song. I know who
No,
exactly you
no,
talking.
not him
No,
No,
either.
hold on.
No.
Hold on. Let him
goddamn.
explain. Let him explain. Hold on.
I'm
Go ahead,
saying
Joe.
there was a dude in the NXT cruiserweight division. It was Tony something. His finish was a
Tony
cartwheel.
Atlas.
Tony Atlas.
Hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Let me
Yes.
see, that was his name. No, Tony
Oh,
Atlas is the Hall of Fame guy.
yeah.
No, his finish was a cruiserweight was a cartwheel off the top rope into a
Oh,
DDT.
Tony Atlas. No, Tony. What was his name? It is Atlas, right?
I don't remember his name.
Oh,
All
it's
I
not
know,
Tony Atlas. I know exactly what you're talking about. He does a cartwheel off the top rope and DDTs you.
yeah, all I know is he was in WWE for a bit. I believe he requested
What the fuck
his
is that
release.
dude's name?
I can't think of his name either. Not that I'm trying to be disrespectful, but I can't think of his name either. But I remember he requested his release
Yo,
due to
Marcus
health
Brown.
issues.
What's his name? Because you a good
Yeah,
wrestler,
look it
man.
up, Marcus.
Right,
What's
Yeah,
his
and he
name?
wrestled. He wrestled Adam Cole on Dynamite, and it was a good match, but he got hurt, so he never
Jake
came
Atlas.
back.
That's his name.
Jake
Oh,
Atlas,
Jake Atlas.
thank you, Jake
Jake
Atlas.
Atlas.
Yes, I couldn't remember his name because I only saw him like 2 times. Anyway, when I first saw him on NXT, I told this story on Nate's show, and this is what Scott's talking about.
Yeah.
It was some tournament for the cruiserweight title, like that. It was like a tournament or something. The Jordan Devlin dude was the cruiserweight champion, but he was stuck in the UK because of COVID, so he couldn't defend the belt. So they had to do like an interim cruiserweight tournament or something. And so they did like these vignettes to introduce these new cruiserweights, and they did one for Jake Atlas, and in his vignette, he was working out, he was going to the gym, and again, like I'm watching this, I'm like, all right, he looks like a regular dude, he's pretty athletic, whatever. But in his vignette, he talked about how he was waiting to defy stereotypes, and I was like, defy stereotypes, like what? What's he talking about? And he gave no context. So then he had his match. It was a good match. It was like 7-8 minutes or something. And the commentary was just constantly pushing that, how he is a key to his people and how he's a groundbreaker. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, so they kept alluding to the fact that he was breaking stereotypes, but not giving any context whatsoever. And there wasn't anything about him that seemed out of norm. So I was like, wait, what? So whatever. So I finished watching the show. I go on Twitter and I scroll through Twitter, and then I see him. I see the Jake Atlas dude. I'm like, oh, okay, this dude's got a Twitter. Let me click on his account. Then when I click on his account, he has the LGBT flag on his cover photo. And so I'm like, oh, so now I put 2 and 2 together. So then I search him up even further. So he was an openly gay wrestler. So when you go back and look at that vignette of him training and working out and how he's going to defy stereotypes, I was like, wait a minute. So WWE basically said he was gay without actually saying he was gay. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like if they had just said he was an openly gay wrestler, it would have made sense, but they never said he was an openly gay wrestler. And I don't think that's too controversial.
They low key canyoned him.
Right, basically. So they never actually said he was gay. And I had no clue he was gay. And the only reason I was confused was only because the commentary and the vignette kept talking about how he was breaking stereotypes, but they added no context to what the fuck they were talking about. And it wasn't like he was acting overly flamboyant or, doing
No,
anything.
he was, he was just,
Right. Right.
we
So
just
I
looked
was
at
like,
him
what
as
are
a
they talking
wrestler. That
about?
was it.
Right. So WWE as a company, they're just not the kind of company where they're not going to openly say something straight up. And I don't think that is a bad thing, but I don't think that's a good thing either, because I do understand where that crowd is coming from, where they feel like they want acknowledgement, and you should say, like the other day when we were talking about the fact when Kofi won at WrestleMania, they always announce him from Ghana, West Africa, which is where Kofi's from. But the night of WrestleMania, they didn't say where he was from. They just said weighing in at why don't y'all want to say he's African at the biggest stage
And
possible?
why motherfuckers couldn't say the first ever black, which is bullshit, but hey, fuck it, let's go there. The first ever
Right.
black WWE champion. Is it that hard for y'all to say that?
Right.
And don't y'all understand how much money y'all would have got? Because
Well, you know why they didn't do that? Because they didn't want to have egg on their face like how Dwayne Johnson did them.
Yeah.
Remember,
Hey, I just looked it up. Vince McMahon gave the okay for Keith Lee to wear that BLM thing because he thought it would stand for beefy large men.
I bet.
That's why.
yeah.
That's how clueless Vince is.
I thought that's
Okay,
what that
so
meant.
Marcus
You didn't tell me
Brown,
that.
he was at. Do I see Regal's son as the next prime Regal?
Oh yeah, I heard about his son.
As Vladimir Kozlov, I would have Charlie Dempsey join Imperium.
No more.
I saw him for the first
Three's
time. He
enough.
looks like
On some real shit, Imperium's on the verge of just breaking the fuck up, because let's really be real. If we could talk shit about Damage Control, we could definitely talk shit about Imperium. And I hate to say this, but they fucking suck on the main roster. In NXT, these dudes are fucking wrestling gods. Now
Well,
on the main
our-
roster, they can't even buy a match.
That's
They
Our-
always
What the
lose.
What the hell does that
blame-
mean with Charlie Dempsey? That sounds like a fucking detective on Fox.
Well,
that's because
blame the
WWE they don't believe in having a strong faction. In WWE, there's the heel leader and everybody else is cronies. That's how it's always been in WWE.
Yeah.
The heel
Hey,
leader.
no,
and
the
cronies.
thing is with WWE, they always be swearing to God, oh, records don't matter. It doesn't matter how much times you lose. Yes, it does. That's why most of these belts don't have no fucking value. How the fuck, like The Miz? How the fuck is The Miz in the fucking tournament? This dude lost every single match for the past 9 months. How was he the number one contender out of nowhere? Or in the version of the number one contender being put in that tournament? This shit is fucking asinine.
all right. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I know you ain't gonna like it,
Nah, talk your shit.
but Miz deserves to be in that spot.
Don't even say he's a Grand Slam champion. That shit don't mean fucking nothing. What did Tina Turner say? Or what Janet Jackson say? What have you done for me lately?
Well, R. He's your guy that you. To me, he's like a lower version of what Seth Rollins is right now.
He's no way near the atmosphere, Seth.
I said lower version. Would you listen?
He's nowhere near. He's not even in the same building as Seth Rollins.
All right.
Go ahead, continue.
You do realize the Miz is going to be first ballot Hall of Famer, and the reason why I say this, because I seen something that was pretty dope. This dude Miz, you ask him to do anything, he's going to do it. He is one of the few wrestlers that you can ask the Miz to be at.
The word you're looking for is The word you're looking for is gatekeeper
or ambassador.
Yeah. You ask him.
So if that's the case, Titus O'Neil, just put Titus O'Neil in the Hall of Fame then.
No, but Titus O'Neil has no business wrestling, so that's why he does that. The Miz though, this guy has a record of being in the company for almost 20 years. Never had a major injury. Never been known to injure anybody. Has never been a problem in the locker room, except for you got I think it was one of the wrestlers, Batista, bullying him in the locker room, telling him that he can't get dressed there no more.
No, Benoit did that.
Was it Benoit?
Yeah, it was Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he took his licks and he did what he had to do. But at the same time, you ain't never hear of a scandal. The Miz knows how to conduct himself
The Miz only
inside and
has one
outside the
hole.
ring.
The Miz only has one hole in his game to me, and that hole is he can't fight. That's his.
Okay.
He would be a much bigger star. Well, let me rephrase that. He would have won more world titles if he could fight.
Well,
That's the thing. He actually can. If
No, he can't.
Nah, come on now. Like, especially when he goes against Seth Rollins.
No. When he has, I'm talking like at some point, and not just WWE, but in any company, at some point, you get put in a blood feud where shit's personal, and you got to go out there and you got to have a fight. He can't have that match, and he's had several opportunities to do so. Every time it's just whatever.
Okay,
he can wrestle.
He's not going to do that match
because he can't do that match. Because he can't, and because he can't, in my opinion, that's. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. You know, multiple time Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champ, Tag Champ, World Champ. But if he could have that, if he could go out there and if he could actually fight, he would have won more world titles. He wouldn't be a 2-time champ. He'd be like maybe 6-time, 7-time champ. You know. Like the shit with Shane McMahon. Remember when, to me, I haven't seen him the same since the Shane feud when Shane attacked his dad, right? And it was like hella personal. And they went out there at WrestleMania and they just had a house show match at Mania. Like there was no chairs or tables or kendo sticks, no blood, nothing. I'm like, well, maybe it was Shane. Maybe Shane didn't want to do anything. But like if you remember, if you go through Miz's career, it's very common for him to have like a partner, like a John Morrison or Damian Sandow or an Alex Riley. Like he's had more than enough opportunities to do it, but it's like every time the relationship goes sour or south, as all wrestling relationships do, when it's time for that feud, that blood like falls count anywhere, no holds barred, like he just has a match.
Yeah.
Well,
the only time he had a good chance to be a good fighter was when it with R-Truth.
I'm going to tell you.
With R-Truth.
You're not going to. I'm just going to tell you this. Don't expect him and don't expect Kofi Kingston to give you those type of matches. Because let me tell you why. These two are both family oriented. They're not gonna be on TV bleeding like a pig, having their kids crying on TV.
My dude, Mox is family oriented.
Mox is like a pig. No, Mox is an idiot. Okay, Mox is just an idiot. I think WWE might, and this might be true, a lot of stuff that Mox is getting away with in AEW, he tried that crap in WWE and they told him to get the fuck out the office. Even Brock Lesnar.
You might be right. He did want to fight Brock Lesnar with a chainsaw.
And Brock Lesnar said, get the fuck out of here.
Lesnar's like, you get your goofy ass the fuck out of here.
First of all, Brock is lazy in general with anybody. And he's displaying that now.
Nah, be that as it may, let's really be real, Toe. Him wanting to bring a chainsaw in the match is fucking ridiculous.
And
It's a dumb ask, but if there's any show of the year where you're gonna go all out and do something crazy, it is WrestleMania.
Yeah, Mania.
But the fact that Brock didn't want to do anything at WrestleMania, that to me just shows you how lazy he is. This isn't some random live event in fucking Topeka, Kansas, or this isn't some random dark match. It's WrestleMania.
Kansas.
Lesnar wanted to make sure that check cash.
Popping out here.
Let's be honest.
He can't catch a check with fucking missing fingers.
Let's be honest. What do you really expect a 45-year-old man to do at that point?
This got nothing to do with Brock being 45. He's been lazy since he's come back. All he ever comes back when every Brock match is the same. He picks you up, puts you in the corner, does his little shoulder thrust, suplex, F5, takes a little bit of offense, sells, more suplex, F5. He doesn't want to do anything. Him,
Bro-
Goldberg, they just want to show up, hit their moves, get the fuck out, get paid. Great for them,
Well,
bad for everybody else.
well, the problem is this: Brock Lesnar is still a draw. His name is still going to be Brock Lesnar, but you can't expect Brock Lesnar to move like Brock Lesnar when he was 28 years old.
Well,
You got a
good for
fact.
him. He's made his money, but in my opinion, him and Goldberg have hurt their legacy. That's just how I feel about it. They're
I
boring.
wouldn't even put Bork and Goldbum in the same category. Now Goldbum is more like what you're describing.
No, because
He's
Brock's
the
the
main
same.
one.
Brock doesn't want to do anything. He had 3 different matches of Lashley, and they were all the same. Nothing was
No,
different, bro.
Lesnar can wrestle. Bill Goldberg has been known to be a horrible wrestler in the ring.
Brock
You can't
Lesnar has not wrestled in damn near 20 years, bro.
No, wrestle. He can wrestle, but come on, 45 years old. I'm not expecting him to do
When he
that
came back in
crazy shit.
2012, when he was in his mid-30s, he still didn't want to do shit. I can't name you a single Brock Lesnar match that was actually a match since he came back. It's the
AJ
same.
Styles,
I can
Daniel
name 2.
Bryan,
I can name 3.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan.
All those matches were the same, bro. Suplex,
Nope.
suplex,
Triple
F5.
Triple H versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Triple H versus
You
Brock
mean the match where
Lesnar.
the fans were dead the entire time?
Yeah, I won't co-sign that one. You
All
were
right.
the only one that one.
Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, his very first match.
That match was good. That match was good.
CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar.
That match was good.
All right, I'll give you that one. That was fine.
But I don't expect Brock Lesnar, 45 years old, moving like Bobby Lashley, who is a genetic freak.
But Bobby's old
Bobby
too.
Lashley's older than him.
That's no excuse.
Yeah, but Bobby Lashley, I think Bobby Lashley is better genetic built than
You know, the
Brock
word you're
Lesnar.
looking for is Bobby's motivated. There, he wants the word.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. He wants the word.
I can't talk about Bobby Lashley because all I think about is him in bed with Lana, him smiling. That's all I can think about.
I can't talk about Bobby Lashley because it's criminal that they don't have nothing for him.
Yeah.
How they treating Bobby Lashley now is fucking.
See, and he goes back to what Shawn Michaels was talking about. I think Lashley is Owen. I think he's one of those guys where he's a nice guy, and he shouldn't be nice. He should be more cutthroat because
Exactly.
they did him dirty. Because Lashley should absolutely be where Roman is, or at the very least, I mean, he's not like at the bottom of the card or anything, but he's got no business wasting time for the U.S. title picture. Like, no,
He's in purgatory. He's in purgatory. He has no path.
You know, because I'm with you. Because he fucking carried. He was one of the few. He was one of the few gyms during the pandemic. He held it down, and then after Vince left, and when Raw just had one belt, he was holding it down as U.S. champion, and he to hold it down as much as he did, and to not even be on the WrestleMania card. Like, come on, bro. Like you got to fight for your shit. But I can tell Lash is the kind of dude. He's a nice guy. He shows up and he's probably just like, hey, Trips, what you got for me today? Like, he needs to put his foot down and actually start politicking, that everybody wants to politic. So,
well,
this for you, Tove.
Oh,
this
boy.
is for you. They're gonna have. I guarantee it's gonna be Edge versus Bobby Lashley in the finals.
You keep bringing up wrestlers that I've never mentioned before. I've never said I hated Bianca Belair. You're confusing me with Scott and other people. I don't even talk about Bianca like that.
Nah, I don't even think Scott even said he likes Bianca Belair.
I love
I don't know what
Bianca
you're talking
Belair.
about, Marcus. I
don't like
that was random as fuck.
I don't like how she was treated in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I think you confused me with other people because I remember on the last show you said that I love Adam Cole. I don't care for Adam Cole either.
That's my guy, Paul.
Man, Adam Cole needs to go to the gym.
Yo, stop hating. Yo, this is a no hate.
Bruh,
This is a no hate zone for Adam Cole.
Bruh, I got more muscles than Adam Cole.
It don't matter. We all got more muscles than Ric Flair. He's still considered one of the greatest.
Nah. Look here, Ric Flair is the 60-minute man. I'm never gonna challenge him.
60-minute man. Woo.
The Hurt Business is a wrap. Don't even try to redo them all, but it's a wrap. That this is and it's sad because we have something special. Now, what they should do, what Marcus Brown considered, come out with a female version of the Hurt Business. Nothing but
Yeah,
black
that'd be cool.
chicks.
Yeah, that'd
Black
be cool.
chicks in suits.
This is what I would do with the Hurt
I don't
Business.
want to see that.
This is what I would do with the Hurt Business. This idea was being tossed around before Mania. What I do is, okay, Street Profits are on SmackDown. Lashley's on SmackDown. Almas and MVP are free agents. Cedric and Shelton are also free agents. What I do is I do the Hurt. I do the Street Profits against Shelton and Cedric as a tag team match on SmackDown. And they have a match, have MVP like in the crowd, or have them backstage watching the match, whatever. They go back and forth. It's a good match. In the Street Profits, they win, right? Then build up the Street Profits some more, and then have them challenge Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag team titles. They go in there, have a good match. They go back and forth, but in the end, Owens and Sami Zayn win. They can't get it done, right? So then MVP is backstage. He's talking to Lashley. Hey, I know you don't like me anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Hear me out. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Cool. So basically, you have MVP allude to the fact that he's going to reunite the Hurt Business, right? And so here comes MVP, right? And since the LWO, because you can't have them face the bloodline because we got to protect Roman, dear God. So have them feud with the LWO, right? And so have like MVP fucking confront Rey Mysterio or something. Like the whole LWO's out there, and then here comes Cedric and I can't say his name. Here comes Shelton and Cedric, right? So MVP, Shelton, Cedric face the LWO. Shelton and Cedric get their ass kicked. But then here comes the Street Profits, and the Street Profits, they join in, right? So Cedric, Shelton, and the Street Profits, along with the MVP, they jump the LWO. So now you have MVP, Shelton, Cedric, the Street Profits, and then Lashley joins. So now you got Lashley, you got two tag teams, and you got MVP. And then if you want Bianca to join, she could, because she's on SmackDown too now, right? Or you could just get rid of Shelton and Cedric, and it could just be the Street Profits, Lashley, and MVP. You could do that. So,
I was about to say you may have to
I'm good.
that a little bit because they will
I don't
never
want
have
to
a
see
black
Cedric's
dominant
corny ass
stable like
on
that.
TV ever again. I don't want to see Cedric on TV ever again. He can go wrestle at AEW. Fuck out of here.
Well, you don't like Cedric?
Yeah, I want to be the.
No, he ain't. No. Dude has no fucking charisma. I'm sorry.
Hurt Business.
I honestly, reason why I like the Hurt Business was Bobby Lashley was just kicking ass everywhere. The moment they started making Bobby Lashley lose is when they killed the Hurt Business. Because honestly, nobody gave a damn about Cedric Alexander and the Hurt Business. It was mainly for Bobby Lashley.
Mm.
Well, we've already talked about that. Yeah, that's Roman's fault. So,
Like I said before, I wouldn't mind a women's group. You just got to name them the Squirt Business because then they'll tune in.
Yeah, you kill me
my
with
favorite dog.
Other dude kill me with his jokes.
Blackie. Hey, Blackie. Yeah, he just runs right by me.
Let me see.
It'll be the BBC Business.
At least Daniel Bryanson has at least some muscles. Adam Cole is out of shape. He's just skinny, no six packs, not even arm definition.
He's always been that.
But any money bet, he'll put on a 5-star classic with Bryan Danielson, and that's a fact. Everybody could agree with that. Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson will be a classic.
He's always been.
He can wrestle.
I just find it funny, and I'm not even an Adam Cole fan. I just find it funny that people attack him when he's not with WWE. Like nothing changed. He was always the same body size in Ring of Honor, NXT. People loved him, but then when he's not in WWE anymore, all of a sudden fans are like, "Oh, he's so small." It's like, well, you didn't care when he was beating up Keith Lee and Karrion Kross and all those other guys. You didn't have a problem then. but suddenly it's an issue now that he's in AEW. Like, dude,
Oh,
make
of
up your
course.
mind. Make it make
Yeah, of
sense.
course. Yeah, of
That
course.
was his best presentation when he was in.
He came back to WWE. They love him again. Oh my God, Adam Cole's back.
All right.
Well, he'll be back.
It's the same people that hate Cody and we're like, oh, he's overrated, and now they ride his dick like he's the best thing in wrestling. Like, dude, make it make sense.
Remember, I mentioned that shit in the wrestling wrap up. Everybody just jumped on this dude Cody Rhodes cock meat when he showed up at WrestleMania. Everybody became a Cody Rhodes fan.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that entrance is bad as fuck. That shit was awesome when he showed up at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was a real cool moment.
If you're a fan of Cody in AEW, you should be a fan of him in the WWE. Like my favorite hockey player went from the Blackhawks to the Rangers. I still watch him because he's my favorite player. You know,
especially since he's the same person. I think he got an upgrade in WWE.
Yeah.
Well, at first, now it's looking a little shaky now. You know,
WWE needed Cody more than AEW needed Cody.
Pretty much, they didn't need him anymore. You know, that's why I said it worked out. It worked out for both sides in the end.
But I don't care what Cody says. He left because his wife was getting booed. So I don't give a fuck what Cody says.
Yeah, he's definitely a happy wife.
Did his contract run out, or did he buy out of his contract?
His contract ran out because if you remember, one of his last Dynamite promos was he had mentioned something along the lines of I signed a short deal, but it wasn't the deal that I wanted, or something like that. I forgot exactly how he worded it, but he had a match with Sammy on a Christmas episode of Rampage for the TNT belt. And I remember he beat Sammy, and the word is that him and TK had a handshake agreement, so he actually was not signed to a contract, but then he signed an extension to appear on a few Dynamites, and then
your boy TK Love, your boy TK loved that bullshit. Just
right.
Like, he's so dumb with that shit. Like, he trusts people too much. Like, you gotta start trusting motherfuckers like that. Like, that handshake deal isn't always gonna fucking rock. When I heard that he did that shit with Mox, you basically put the belt on Mox, and Mox is not even signed to your company.
That wasn't that bad though. That wasn't. I was more what the fuck.
It would have been bad if Mox would have showed up on WWE.
No, he couldn't have shown up. He couldn't have shown up because he still had deals with GCW and New Japan. Cody though, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's stupid if they're just like, if someone just has a complete AEW deal and they're not with any other company, then yeah, that's stupid. But
I would say this. I would say this though. All right, he had to deal with GCW. I would say GCW is the most known company that us wrestling fans know about. NJPW, you said also, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll make that the most known company. You don't think this dude Vince McMahon would have dropped the bag off to be like, you know what? I will buy this dude out of his contract just so I can have him show up on Raw with the AEW belt.
The thing is, we've
already they can afford it.
We already established though that Mox doesn't care about the money. He said that himself.
That's
Remember,
true.
They offered him the contract.
No, but no. I'm talking about they would have bought out his contract to like basically paid off NJPW and GCW.
Wait,
you're in some James Bond villain shit. $1 million.
I'm telling you, that would have been a moment. They would have paid that shit off, and then this dude Mox showing up on Raw with the AEW belt. That would have been level. That would have been motherfucking Monday Night Wars levels of heat.
I wanted to see some video distortion of the title. I would have laughed.
I won't lie though. I would like to see
that shit. That shit brought the numbers up. The fucking shit, yo! Come on, baby. Hit the like button,
I would like to see Roman versus Mox simply because we never did get a actual straight up legit feud between them because fuck Vince. That would be cool. But
what if they do that? What if they do that in 2024? If they do Forbidden Door 3 in Jacksonville with WWE involved, fucking Roman versus Moxley.
But this dude don't ever want to fucking play ball. Now Triple H, He's all
He
for
will.
it. But he doesn't
Get
even
rid of
fucking
Vince.
count.
I'm telling you, if Triple H is completely in control, we will get cross promotion
Oh,
with
please.
WWE and AEW.
If
Yeah, we
Vince
will.
McMahon would have called him, if Vince McMahon had called him, tell you, yo, son-in-law, I don't want you to do that. Okay, Vince.
No, I'm talking Vince is dead. I'm talking in the ground.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you still got Kevin Dunn there.
No,
You
he'd be
know
gone.
Kevin
He's
Dunn's gonna be on
fired.
that type
He's
of time.
jumping in the coffin. Once Vince dies, he's jumping in the coffin. He's done.
You know, Buck-Tooth Beaver. You know he's gonna be like, oh, Vince McMahon wouldn't want it like that. We're not gonna do it like that because Vince wouldn't want it like that. He's gonna still follow out Vince's orders while Vince is in the fucking ground. And that's
Beaver's
a fact.
fired. Beaver's fired once he's gone. I don't care.
You think this dude Beaver? You don't think Beaver got a clause in the contract?
No, he's got teeth in his contract. That's about it. He's got teeth. He's got buck teeth in the contract.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this dude Vince McMahon got a fucking cyborg that'll activate as soon as he dies to continue on creative.
The guy from what, Ninja Turtles, Kronk, whatever. He'll be like that head. Where the fuck that guy's name was?
Fucking Krang, nigga. He'll put fucking Vince McMahon's brain in the motherfucking big ass and the motherfucker. What's that shit? A mannequin.
He's gonna be like fucking Zordon off Power Rangers.
Zordon was dead, pal.
I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. I gotta get up early. But yeah,
right, man, take it easy. Thanks for joining us. You awesome.
Yeah, no problem. Take care, bye.
All right. But that's for you, Toby. You gotta read that right there.
No, I just think you confuse me for the people, dog, because you say I attack people that I've never attacked before. So I've never attacked Bianca, and I don't like Adam Cole. Sandman does. So
that's my guy.
To me, Adam Cole is the modern day Ric Flair, which can be an insult or a compliment depending how you take it.
That's just random as fuck.
Well, they're similar.
Scott, you still there?
Probably left for something. But yeah, I think Adam Cole is similar to Ric Flair because Ric Flair, as much as I love Flair, he wrestled the same match every time. There was never a difference. But I think where I give Ric Flair a pass is that Ric Flair was more compelling as a character. He could play a face, he could play a heel, he could do comedy, he could be a mouthpiece for somebody. He just had more emotion. Adam Cole is the same thing every time. Like when he cuts a promo, it's the same tone. He's always speaking loud and angry, almost as if like he's trying to convince himself. He never takes any breaks. There's no pacing in his matches. It's just boom, 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 boom. There's no working a body part. It's Adam Cole, by the way. You know, like there's a lot of people from that NXT era that he came from are the same, like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. You know, but some of the guys though, they got it. Like, you know, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, they understood like, yo, we got to slow it down. Let's tell a story. Let's work on a body part. You know, let's do something different. You know, the other thing that Adam Cole has.
Tommaso Ciampa did tell a story. He's one of the greatest heels
to
ever be in WWE.
He never told a story with Johnny Gargano, bro. There was no storytelling.
What?
Gargano matches. It was always move. Bro, Gargano hit a DDT on the fucking concrete and Ciampa kicked out at 2.5.
Your opinion. You know I respect your opinion.
You can't tell me that someone taking a DDT on the concrete is storytelling.
You are
That's
tripping.
not storytelling, bro.
Dude, check this out. If it wasn't for Tommaso Ciampa,
you know what? Yeah, get him, Scott. Get him.
Johnny Gargano will be bagging groceries. They just beat the shit out of each other.
Adam Cole gave Gargano a fucking destroyer off the cage, and Gargano kicked out at 2. There was never any storytelling with them.
But that's a stupid move anyway, the Canadian destroyer.
Well, I'm just simply saying there is never a pacing with any of them. It's just boom, boom, boom. If you like that shit, more power to you. But
I'm a flip, and the other person's gonna flip with me, and somehow I'm not gonna break his neck. That's the dumbest move, the Canadian destroyer.
Or anyway, also another similarity between Flair and Cole is that Cole is always in a group just like Flair was, and then Cole also always has really cool theme music. So, as Cody would say, the smoke and mirrors and the pageantry, it can kind of disguise the issues. So,
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Adam Cole's music in AEW sucks. Let's just keep it real.
Well, I don't really care enough to make a statement about that.
It is not going to
That's
be.
not that bad.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
It's not. It's
After
not better than NXT one. I'll say that. It's not better than NXT one.
I'm sorry. Once I hear a theme song that fits a character, it was Undisputed Era was perfect.
It definitely was.
I really thought that I was going to see Undisputed Era wrecking havoc in main roster. I really did.
Me too.
You were never gonna see that, bro. That was
I
never
think
gonna
we
happen.
I ain't gonna
were.
lie.
I
I
think
thought
we
so
were.
too. I did.
No, you were never gonna
That's
see
how
that.
over. Come on now. That's how over they was
No,
in
man,
NXT.
Vince
though.
was still there, man. Vince ain't gonna book them to do anything. No way.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I'm sorry, Bobby Fish. I mean, not Bobby Fish, Bobby the Fish. But you mean to tell me Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong wouldn't have destroyed the tag team division?
No, because Vince would still been there.
And
Vince is
you
gonna
had
look
the
at
bar
all.
too. The bar was wilding on the tag team
Vince
roster.
There is no way in hell Vince looks at them and sees anything other than midgets.
Yeah.
No way.
And then you know with the ball like the ball being there, they definitely want they would look at them like little toddlers. Cause remember that's Cesaro and Sheamus. Those are some big dudes.
Undisputed Era worked because at that time NXT really was Triple H's baby. There was no
But let's really be
interference
real
from
though,
anybody
Tove.
else.
I hear what you're saying. I do agree with you, but it's still ridiculous because the Undisputed Era had wars with the Authors of Pain, and those are some big dudes too.
And the
Mhm.
Viking Raiders, not the
Yeah,
War Raiders,
Again,
but the
different
Viking
audience though.
Raiders. No, the War Raiders. My bad. We can't call.
yeah,
They are
the
not the
War
Viking
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah.
The War Raiders. Thank
Yeah.
you. The thing
Marcus
was
got
this.
another question for you, Tove.
Yeah, they would have done a triple threat shield at Mania. The reason why they didn't was because they probably thought we can do it later. But sometimes later never comes, and it didn't in this
And
case.
and then they realized how much of a nut John Moxley was. I'm telling you, if they let John Moxley back in the WWE to wrestle Roman Reigns, he will bring a pizza cutter into the match and tell Roman Reigns to cut him open. And Roman's
Yeah,
gonna look at him like he lost his mind.
Roman
he
will
likes to
probably do it.
stab people. Like him saying he likes to stab people. I don't think that was a work. That's
Well, they
little,
never understood. They never understood who he was. I never liked Dean Ambrose as a character. Like we talked about it before. One of the things that can make or break you is your nickname, and the nickname for Ambrose was the Lunatic Fringe. And it's like, wait a minute, the Lunatic Fringe. What did Dean Ambrose do to come off as a lunatic? He never did anything that a lunatic would do, so it just didn't work. They knew who
I
Seth
mean,
was.
He
They
wanted
knew
to.
who Roman was.
He
Right,
wanted to, but they didn't allow him
right.
to.
That's why I said just it wasn't going to work in WWE. So if he ever did come back, and he probably will come back for the eventual Shield Hall of Fame reunion, 10 years from now. But when that day comes, I don't think he comes back as Dean Ambrose. I think he comes back as Mox. Ambrose was never going to work.
well, here's the thing. At that time, those were really corny versions of themselves. When they were together, they were dominant. But when they separated, Seth
They
Rollins was
upgraded.
corny. Seth Rollins was corny. Dean Ambrose was corny. Let's not even talk about Roman Reigns with that. I don't even know what the hell. He didn't. Roman Reigns don't. To me, Roman Reigns was probably the same size he is now, but now he got a full beard and he looks like a fucking badass and not trying to be a pretty boy.
Well, he
He
lost the
looks like a
vest.
star.
Well,
And
he lost
he don't
he
have
lost
to,
the vest.
Yeah, right. I'm about to say that.
The
Like,
vest,
he
the
used to
vest,
put
yeah, the
petroleum
vest.
jelly on his bulletproof
Yeah,
vest.
losing the
Yes.
vest really helped. Losing the vest really helped because the Shield was over, but he kept dressing up like the Shield was still a thing. When he takes off the vest, he really comes off as his own person. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, his name was Lunatic Fringe. Remember? The Roman, it was the big dog. Here comes the big dog, right?
It
For
was
Oh
Rollins,
God,
it
I
was
used to,
for
I used to
Rollins,
hate
it
when
was the
Michael Cole said that shit. That shit
right.
sounded so corny.
Rollins was
It
the
was
architect. Rollins was the architect, and that was Ambrose. Ambrose was the Lunatic Fringe. That's what we used to call him. The Lunatic Fringe. It was stupid.
And
Go back
Here
and watch.
wrestling,
Go
comes
back.
the big dog. Like
Yeah, go
Michael
back
Cole,
and watch
such a
fucking
goofy ass
episode of
son.
Raw or SmackDown in like 2015, 2016. That's what Michael Cole would call him. Ambrose is the lunatic friend. So what the fuck does that even mean? It didn't make sense. It was stupid.
No. What
well,
was worse? Remember when he was the champion on SmackDown? Here comes the Kingpin, Dean Ambrose, the
Yeah.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Oh God!
hey, you know what? Seth Rollins better work his ass off and win that title because
He will.
the moment he wins that title, his days as champion gonna be numbered. Because
I just hope he's matured. That's all I hope. Because I don't
I
oh
want
think
him
no,
so.
to.
A
Because he
baby
I'm
always
just
does. A
mentions
baby does. For most people,
right.
a baby does mature you.
Right. Because he always mentions in his interviews how it always bothers him that he was never the guy and stuff like that. And it's like every time he goes off on that, it's like I sympathize with him, but it's like, bro, like they gave you the spot in 2019 and you acted like a fucking idiot on Twitter. Like he always kind of just misses that. Like that was a big part of why it didn't work out for you, bro. So I hope it works out better for him this time. That's all I gotta say.
no, I totally agree with his gripe about why he's not the guy. Because how the fuck do you allow someone that was an outsider that was going to destroy your company, degrade probably one of your greatest superstars, if not the greatest heel in the
Thanks for the
1990s?
subs. Yeah, like 5 new subs. Thank you.
And then when he comes back, you already put him in a title picture. Nah, I'm
Well,
not feeling that shit.
Seth's just not that guy, and this goes beyond WWE. He never has been. I've never said this story before on the Same Man Show.
Well,
Like, we
Cody
can
ain't
take it
that
as
guy either.
we can take it far back to Ring of Honor, bro. Like I remember Ring of Honor, like when guys like Samoa Joe left, when Bryan Danielson left, when CM Punk left, when guys like that left, like grown ass men were in the audience crying. They were like, "Please don't go, please don't go." And then Tyler Black, he leaves Ring of Honor. Nobody gives a shit. Nothing personal. He just wasn't that guy. Good wrestler, really
I mean,
athletic, but he just
I
never
wouldn't
had
take.
that. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. To
Well,
me, Seth Rollins has always been. He's like a hybrid of like Shawn Michaels in '95 and like Chris Jericho in 2000. He's a great
well,
upper mid card guy. He can do tag team stuff, intercontinental title stuff, U.S. title stuff, but he's not the world champ. He's not the guy you focus your company around. And that's
well,
okay.
but here's the thing: you don't focus no guy that's named Tyler Black. He sounds like a generic creative player on WWE
So does
2K.
Seth Rollins. It's two first names.
No,
What's
no,
the
no.
difference?
Seth Rollins looks like Seth Rollins fits the mold of the over the top character. Tyler
He doesn't
Black
have a
had no
character, bro.
character.
He's never had a character. He's admitted that himself in interviews. All they do
Oh no,
is
he got a character.
every
He got
other
a character now.
all he does, bro.
He's supposed to be
All,
like a mix between, like, I guess, a preacher and a Joker. I guess.
no, all they do with Seth Rollins is every 2 years they give him a new nickname and they change something about him. First it's the Architect, then it's the Kingslayer, then it's the Beast Slayer, then he's the Universal Champion, then he's some preacher character. Now he's got this annoying song that's getting old really fast. All of
Oh
that is just smoke
God!
and
I've
mirrors.
been saying that shit from shows ago. Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that shit
What they
is
do,
not popping. That shit
right?
is
Right.
incredibly annoying.
What they do is they disguise his lack of personality with all this other shit to make you realize he
Theatrics.
doesn't have one. He doesn't have one. That's what, and I give them credit. They're doing a great job. But like,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he's trying. You can definitely tell that he's trying.
Yeah.
But it's just not it. That shit.
He's definitely better as a heel. I'll give you that. I definitely think he definitely can go further as a heel than he can as a face. But right now the fans like him, so you got to go that wave. If the fans like you, then you go with the wave.
Yeah, it's business. You gotta sell.
I can't wait for May 27th when we crown a new world heavyweight champion in
Oh
Dodo
God!
Boy.
You think they said "oh" for a long time?
No,
Oh, wow.
I'm talking
Nigga
about
said you
when
like a whole hour when he win that belt.
I'm talking about when Jungle Boy wins the world heavyweight title.
Nigga.
Wait, you said May 27th. What day
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's you got the wrong date. I thought he was talking about Clash at the Castle.
I
Yeah.
thought it was May 20. Is it May 25th? Whatever. Jungle Boy is gonna be our new champion.
You really
No,
think MGF
way.
is gonna win? Is gonna lose that belt?
No, he's not losing that. No.
Right now they saying that
The
he's
ratings
not
are getting low.
No. Double
he's
or
not
Nothing's
pulling
May
in the draw as
29th. Wait,
champion.
what? That doesn't make sense. Wait. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Wait.
double or nothing
Wait,
pay per
I'm
view.
looking at last year's Double or Nothing. I'm sorry. Hold up. Let me get the actual date. Oh, okay. Double or Nothing this year is May 28th. May 28th. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
When's the Saudi show? When's that?
I think it's around that same time. Shouldn't it be? It's this month.
Oh, the Saudi
Right.
show is gonna be on Friday.
Oh, Saturday, May 27th. Oh, back to back. Okay. Night of Champions is Saturday, Double or Nothing Sunday. All right. Cool.
Damn, I gotta figure out a way to order them AEW pay per views, man. Like,
Well,
'cause I don't got Fight TV.
yeah, well, you need to hold on to that, bro, because they're probably going to make that streaming announcement any day now. It's coming. So,
Yeah, because we could definitely do a watch party for those two. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
They haven't confirmed it yet, but yeah, to those that don't know, I'll mention it here before we go. So, I mentioned this briefly in the last show. All In and All Out are happening this year. They're two different shows. All Out will be in Chicago. All In will be in the UK. They'll be a week apart. All Out's confirmed to be a pay per view, but All In is confirmed to not be a pay per view. It's also confirmed to not be on TV. So clearly, they're going to have some way for us to watch it. If it's not going to be a pay per view, and if it's not going to be a TV show, then the only other explanation is it must be on some kind of streaming service. That's where we get the whole HBO Max thing, the whole Warner Brother Discovery thing. It was a whole bloodbath. There's going to be a merger, and the service is going to be called Max. I know, stupid. But yeah, it's going to go through near the end of this month. And so it'll be called Max. That's why AEW killed off AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation, because Warner wants to have more content on the new streaming service, if that makes sense. So what's more than likely going to happen is that once this new streaming service, once Max launches, we'll more than likely will get AEW shows on this streaming service, which will be called Max. So yeah, I'm an
okay.
HBO Max subscriber. I don't really use it, but you'll
Nah,
be hearing
HBO
about it
Max got a
soon.
lot of good stuff. I got HBO Max.
Yeah. You'll be hearing about it soon, by the end of this month or June. So that's what I'm probably thinking is going to happen. And since the show will be in the UK, it'll be a time difference for us. So it'll probably be like I would imagine maybe 1 o'clock for us. So when that show happens, when All In happens, be prepared to watch it like midday, not nighttime or anything. So,
Gotcha.
but no, I don't think Jungle Boy is winning. No, I think
Hell no.
MJF is retaining. That's what I think.
I would think, if anything, this dude, Darby Allin, will win that belt before Jungle Boy.
Yeah,
I don't think Jungle Boy is going to ever be heavyweight champion. I think this dude will be a fool. This dude will be a fool to put the belt on Jungle Boy. Why? Fuck out of here.
I like Jungle Boy, but yeah, he's not ready yet.
Not with that gimmick, because my dude, he's not a real caveman. He needs to can that gimmick. This shit is corny as hell.
Hey, speaking of cavemen, I see they called up Cameron Grimes. I liked him.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what
he
I'm
got
saying?
called
Like,
to SmackDown, right?
Yeah, he went to. Yeah, he's a SmackDown. So let's see what happens. Sure. Anyways, about to fall back. A lot of people join this show, man, in the comment section.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up, man. You know, we reaching more people out there. Hopefully, to give us a thumbs up. And remember, y'all, pulling up tomorrow also for that cage match beat for the AEW shit between Mox and Omega. That definitely should be a banger. Can't wait for that. Hopefully that's a good show. What else is on that card, Joe? Do you know?
I have to look it up. Let me see what I can find before we go. Okay, let's see here.
While you look it up, I'm gonna answer this dude, Marcus. Do you think Hobbs, Hoobs,
Who did you?
and Warlow would ever be AEW World Champion? Hell no.
Let's see. Okay, the card they got is this is what's being advertised. Kenny and Mox in a steel cage. Anna Jay versus Julia, no host barred. Orange Cassidy versus
What?
Diane
What?
Garcia.
Why?
What's that?
Anna Jay versus Julia Hart, no holds barred. Why?
You know, they have a story going on Rampage. So,
Okay.
yeah, Orange Cassidy versus Diane Garcia, an international match. That'll probably be the opener. House of
That's gonna
Black
be good.
against
That's
House
gonna
of
be a
Black
good one.
versus Bandino and Best Friends, and Ray Phoenix against Claudio. That'll be fun.
Okay.
They'll be in Michigan, Detroit.
I know where Michigan is at.
All right.
Okay, and that's it. I'm shocked. That doesn't.
Oh, those are the matches. I'm sure they'll have more.
I bet because
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. AEW only got like what? You only announced like what 5 matches? So let me find out. Okay, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the cage match. I'm looking forward to the Daniel Garcia and Orange Cassidy
Oh,
match.
and the word right now is that a lot of people have been up. We didn't talk about this at all. I didn't really mention it because I don't really have anything to say. Right now, they got over 60,000 tickets for All In.
Yeah, we spoke. Before you pulled up, we was talking
Yeah,
about it.
a
And
lot of
shouts
people.
go out to TK about that, man. That's great.
Yeah, so they're gonna have more people there than we're at WrestleMania. A lot of folks don't know how to handle that. They're salty. It's funny.
And it's like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Like it's so stupid. Why do you want AEW to fail? That's great. You know what I'm saying? Like we need more companies to watch. Remember, it was a
Right.
time. Remember, it was a period when it was only WWE to watch. Oh my god, that wasn't fun. Remember that shit, Tove?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of here.
People I think a lot of between the news of this and the Puerto Rico show that we just saw, and I'm gonna humble myself here too. I think the thing that a lot of American fans need to realize is that we're spoiled, man. Like all the wrestling shit is
Definitely.
here, bro. We get everything. All the big and small companies are here, but these international companies, these foreign companies, United Kingdom, Puerto Rico, Canada, even Japan. Like Japan gets a lot of Japanese wrestling, obviously, but rarely do other companies come over there. So these other countries, they don't get mainstream like top level like a WWE or AEW. Like they don't go to other places like that. They'll go there like once every year, once every 5 years, or in the case of Puerto
Yeah.
Rico, 18 years. These dudes are
Right.
hungry. I remember when TNA used to go there. TNA used to go to UK. Like they would do like one TNA Impact in UK every so often. I remember one year they went over there and it had like 50. It was like 5,500 people. They had like a better crowd there than they
I think
ever
I
had.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think it was a time when Aces and Aces was out and Bully Ray
yeah,
was cutting a
yeah.
promo and the crowd was lit.
They were so good over there. I remember there were stories being tossed around at the time that TNA was thinking about just moving to UK permanently because business was so
Yeah,
good
but
over there.
they couldn't afford it though.
Right. Yeah, of course. So it's like, of course, if TNA, and again, I'm not trying to shit on them, like if TNA, a much smaller company, if they could get like 5,000 people, then of course AEW having their first show ever in the UK. And remember, a first show is always going to be a big draw, regardless of who's on the fucking card. So if TNA can get 5,000 people, then surely a WWE or an AEW at the very least, at the very absolute minimum, they're going to do at least 40,000, at least, bare minimum, at least for minimum. And then when you add in like the fact that it's their first show, you add in the fact that CM Punk's going to be there, maybe Mercedes will be there, maybe Goldberg will be there. That further increases interest to probably around 60,000. Now, I never actually thought they were going to sell out the arena, but the fact that they have 60,000 tickets sold, like that shouldn't surprise anybody.
Without even one match being advertised. Am I right? Not one match. Is any match is any matches advertised?
No, right now there's no matches advertised because it's not until August, So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I gotta give Tony Khan his props. I gotta give it to him.
Right. That's the one thing that you got to give TK his flowers. That's the one thing that AEW is probably what they're best at. They are the absolute best at building anticipation without actually announcing anything. Like the coolest part about CM Punk's return, love him or hate him, but the coolest part about Punk's return was they sold out that Allstate Arena on a rumor, because they never said he was going to be there, but we knew he was going to be there. So that was cool. That was really, really cool. Do you remember all those years ago when Chris Jericho came back to WWE, when they were doing that end of the world vignette and everybody was talking about who they thought it was? Some people thought it was going to be Brock, and some thought Rock was coming back, but it turned out to be Jericho when he came out. Remember, he was a mute and he didn't say anything. He was trolling people. Like it was really
that
cool.
stupid ass Christmas
jacket. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. TK is really good at that. He's really good at building stuff without actually saying anything. I'll give him that.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna pull up tomorrow. We're gonna talk about. Matter of fact, we're gonna have another watch party for that cage match, and we're gonna have fun with that, B. And then after that, we're gonna pull up again on Friday, and we're gonna wrap the whole week up. Talk about the whole week: Raw, SmackDown, AEW. Matter of fact, one more thing. We gotta talk about Bully Ray. Simple as. I know you heard what he said about Zelina Vega should have won the belt at Puerto Rico just to have that I guess that feel, that good, that emotional feel that her winning the belt in Puerto Rico with her family there. It would have been a moment. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that?
No, I mean they got their moment. She got to perform in front of her family, in front of her people. She didn't win, but still a great moment for her. It's just like Sheamus got to compete in front of his people. He didn't win. Not to mention Rhea just won it. You don't want to. She's not going to lose it in her first defense. You just can't book based off what you're feeling at the time. You got to go with what makes sense. So
yeah, we can all agree on that. So Bully, knock it off. I know you can't be. You possibly can't be that dumb. And y'all over there caping for this dude, Mark Henry, and what's the other dude name that's on that Busted Over radio show? Knock off the retarded takes just to get in the algorithm. It's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? You come off as looking like you're not knowledgeable, like you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like you got a fishbowl over your fucking head, like when SpongeBob goes to link up with Sally. Knock the shit off and give some educated takes.
I don't really like that show, to be honest with you.
Because they talk about stupid shit.
I think the dude's name is Dave LaGretta.
Dave LaGretta, yeah.
Yeah, I gave them a listen like right when this is before TK bought Ring of Honor. when Ring of Honor announced that they were shutting down, effective immediately. And I remember it was Bully and it was Lagretta and it was Dreamer, and it was lame. It was basically Bully held like no
we have
accountability.
opinions.
Yeah, Bully held no accountability whatsoever for like any of the negative shit he did to Ring of Honor, and he basically just put all the blame on AEW. And I was like, "What the fuck is this dude talking about?" And Lagretta was just agreeing with everything Bully said, because Bully's a wrestler. You know how some commentators are, right? Or some host stars, like they have a wrestler on the show.
They never want to challenge anything they say.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a wrestler, so he knows what he's talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Or what stupid is what stupid does. He's an idiot. Anyways, let's get up out of here. I'm going to pull up tomorrow, and we're going to continue on the wrestling week. Got a busy week, but it's also going to be fun. And don't be a bum for a smack your mom's bum. Yep. Peace up, motherfucker. You know what? Let's play some music. I ain't playing the music today. Hit that like button, B. Play a little bit of something, get us up out of here, B. I appreciate all of y'all for being there. Y'all are awesome. Like I said, we're gonna pull up again tomorrow for the AEW watch party to watch this dude Mox and Omega. But in the meantime, in between time, let's play some music. The name of this track is called Just Like Me from yours truly. There we go.
1 2 1 2. Yo. Fresh white paper, hip-hop maker. Blasting through the speakers, gonna disturb the neighbors. My mark on the bed, so you know she caught the vapors. Smoking that loud with the Hennessy chaser. Fly like a pilot, she feeling on my privates. I'm drinking like a pirate and fighting like a Irish. But I know to be a tyrant, the track is really biting. I'm getting real excited, ain't no time for biting. Lyrical stamina, bring it to an amateur. Pussy slam dancing up, probably on camera. Daily illustrationist, been a hood favorite. Mr. Illy Bang, stay street like the pavement. Architect with the bars, got my weed from Mars. Winning from my slab, will leave your face scarred. Respect my cabinet, put you in the emblem. Light you on fire, so Sage can light a cigarette. Your balls don't got venom just like me. You can't move crowds just like me. Grew up in the struggle just like me. Smoking that good loud, yes indeed. Your balls don't got venom just like me. You can't move crowds just like me. Grew up in the struggle just like me. OTG always succeed. I spit the hot flame just like I was dousing. She rides my cock, her tits is bouncing. Front push your legs, sweep your face on water fountains. You lost your manhood, still never found it. You think you fly like a child, you're grounded. See you on the avenue, people always clown him. He's an embarrassment, don't wanna be around him. Throw him in the Bronx River, go ahead and drown him. The juggernaut of rap, steady like a spike back. Catch him with a pimp strap, spitting that white crap. I beat a silverback, mixed with a bear. Turn up, mix the alcohol with beer. Got that weed smoke in the atmosphere. On my way to the strip club, hell yeah. Beats get body, you can't stop me. I love shorty head game and sloppy. I roll with tyrants that's controlling the environment. Keep tracks firing, keep the streets admiring. All these other bums should be retiring. Give them the pink slip, please just fire them. Balls don't got venom just like me. You can't move crowds just like me. Grew up in the struggle just like me. Smoking that good loud, yes indeed. Your balls don't got venom just like me. You can't move crowds just like me. Grew up in the struggle just like me. OTG always succeed. That's right. Card how you mother skunks. Juggernaut of rappers in the goddamn building. Word up, BX representative. Smack the shit out the damn president.
You know what? Let's go one more time, B. Why not? Before we get up out of here, shouts go out to my dude LP LaRon Pierce. About to play that Switchblade track. featuring yours truly. After this, we up out of here, B. We're gonna catch you tomorrow. Let's go.
Welcome to the club where them niggas get the bullets. Loaded up guns with the trigger and we pull it. We got bad bitches twerking cause they do this. Run up on us, you get dropped, bitch, you stupid. Stupid, you don't want me pull a knife to a ring fight. Switchblade, blade runner on the king, right? Magic killer on the floor, devil in your six.
Thanks for the love.
By fucking on your chick. We don't throw down in the air, we just shoot up. Your girl want a beast king, cause she chews up. I'm too sweet on the lips, now she booed up. She don't fuck with losers, her niggas just screwed up. These niggas thinking all the realest, fell off the floor. Started laughing at you stupid niggas. Life is war when you out here grinding and you hustle. I'll make sure that you niggas won't scorn. I'ma leave your ass scorn. Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende.
I'm over here wildin' with the Bullet Club. Switchblade hit your belly, good to be your dub. Me and LP gotta get it out the mud. Pulverizing hot beats, that's what I love. In the VIP,
Happy birthday, my dude.
Cause the game stay cold like Gretzky. We not playing basketball, don't press me. Man, which dude with their face messy? Got more bars than the boulevard. I'm just like a dealer, stay pulling cars. And unpredictable when I'm fully charged. When your entourage over with a fucking car. Got that rock from China. When she slip that shit, I will grind her. My J's white, you can't find her. Awesome caliber like Illa.
Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende. Call me Jay White and I'm the switchblade. Hit the blade runner on these bitch maids. Why you little niggas play with Beyblade?
You bow down to the king, I'm your sensei.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Get your ass whooped like buffet. I finesse 3 or 4s like Chris Bay. Yeah, you can keep your mouth closed. Caprende.